10 things you didn't know about the Belgian Grand Prix. Number 10. First race. In 1925, the first Belgian Grand Prix was held at the very fast 9-mile Spa-Francorchamps circuit, located in the Ardennes region of eastern Belgium, about 1 hour from Liège. This race was won by the Italian Alpha driver Antonio Ascari, the father of the legendary Formula One champion Alberto Ascari. Number 9. Track configurations. The original Spa-Francorchamps circuit was almost 15 kilometers and was essentially a speedway, with drivers managing higher average speeds than any other road race tracks. Spa is located in the Belgian Ardennes countryside, and most parts of the old circuit are used as an everyday public road. There were houses, trees, electric poles, fields, and other obstacles located right next to the track. The original track was long enough to pass through different villages: Francorchamps, Malmedy, and Stavelot. Number 8. Eau Rouge. Infamous Eau Rouge Corner was named after a 15-kilometer stream in the Belgian province of Liège. The name translates to red water, and the river gets its name from the reddish coloration of the stones and riverbed due to the presence of iron oxide deposits. Eau Rouge is one of the most famous and legendary corners of the F1 calendar. Over the years, there were modifications for safety concerns, yet the corner still maintains its challenging characteristics. Number 7. The Master King. The Master King was by far the most difficult corner in the world, according to Sir Jackie Stewart. It required skill and bravery in equal measure to get it right. This was a very fast and very dangerous corner, as it was situated right in the middle of two long unbroken straights. In an interview in 2011, Stewart described the Master King the hardest corner on any race track he raced on his career, even more than Eau Rouge. Number 6.
Most successful driver.
7-time world champion Michael Schumacher has the most wins of the Belgian Grand Prix, with 6 wins. Ayrton Senna is in second place with 5 wins. Number 5. Most successful team. A number of 18 wins for the Belgian Grand Prix was achieved by Ferrari. Mercedes is the second most successful team with 13 wins. Number 4. The 2008 race. The 2008 Grand Prix was promising before the start. There was a strong chance of showers predicted during the race. Championship contenders Lewis Hamilton and Felipe Massa were settled on pole and second respectively. Several cars struggling on the opening laps due to the slippery track. Hamilton led from Raikkonen, who managed to pass his Ferrari teammate Felipe Massa on the Camel Straight on the first lap. On the second lap, Hamilton spun at La Source and lost his lead to Raikkonen on the next straight. Heavy rain began to fall on lap 41. Hamilton closed the gap on Raikkonen to under a second, still 6 seconds ahead of Massa. Hamilton attempted to pass Raikkonen at the best stop chicane, but was forced off and had to cut across the chicane to avoid a collision. Consequently, Hamilton led out of the chicane but allowed Raikkonen to repass him halfway down the straight. Hamilton then passed him again at the La Source hairpin under braking. Raikkonen tried to double back on Hamilton to regain the position, but the line was defended, resulting in Raikkonen catching his front wing on Hamilton's rear tire. The rain started coming down more heavily, and Nico Rosberg spun ahead of the front two runners, causing Hamilton to run into the grass. At the next corner, Raikkonen spun and gave the lead back to Hamilton. Raikkonen then lost control of his Ferrari through the Blanchimont and hit the wall. Hamilton was first to finish the race, followed by Massa and Heidfeld. 2 hours after the race, the FIA stewards for the race issued a statement announcing that Hamilton was given a 25-second penalty added to his time for cutting a chicane and gaining an advantage. As a result of this penalty, Massa was promoted to winner of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton was dropped down to third position. Number 3. The 1998 race. The 1998 race is notorious for its chaotic start and controversy. With a wet race at the start, Mick Hakkinen led from Jacques Villeneuve, Michael Schumacher, and Giancarlo Fisichella. Behind them, David Coulthard lost control and hit the trackside wall. His McLaren rebounded directly into the path of the oncoming field, causing a chain reaction that took out 11 drivers, which was more than half of the field. It has become one of the most famous Formula One incidents, named the Great Pileup. Some drivers, including Damon Hill, Ralf Schumacher, and Esteban Tuero, managed to get through without any damages. Some of the drivers involved in the crash, along with Coulthard, were Eddie Irvine, Rubens Barrichello, Johnny Herbert, Jos Verstappen, and others. The race was stopped before the end of the first lap in order to allow the damaged cars to be recovered and the track to be cleared. 4 drivers did not take the second start. At the restart, Hill took the lead of the Grand Prix. Championship leaders Hakkinen and Schumacher battled for position at the first corner, where Hakkinen lost control of his car and was hit by Herbert Sauber, forcing both Hakkinen and Herbert to retire from the race. Schumacher retained his lead and was nearly 40 seconds ahead of Hill when he came up to lap Coulthard. Coulthard did not let Schumacher go by immediately. As the cars came down to the hill towards Pujon, Coulthard attempted to let Schumacher through by lifting off, but remained on the racing line. Poor visibility and obscured by the spray, Schumacher slammed straight into the back of the McLaren, tearing off the right front wheel of the Ferrari and removing the rear wing of the McLaren. Both cars made it back to the pits. Schumacher immediately got out of his car and made his way to the McLaren garage. Schumacher confronted Coulthard. Controversially, many were convinced that Coulthard did it intentionally in order to help his teammate. As a result of Schumacher's retirement, Hill had taken the lead of the Grand Prix ahead of his teammate Ralf Schumacher to win the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix. Number 2. The fatal F2 crash. During the 2019 Formula 2 feature race, a serious incident between Antoine Hubert and Juan Manuel Correa occurred shortly after Rodillon on the Camel Straight. As the second lap began, Trident driver Giuliano Alesi lost control of his car due to a puncture, causing his car to spin and hit the left wall of the circuit, tearing off his rear wing and spreading debris onto the track. The other Trident driver, Ralph Boschung, slowed down and moved towards the runoff area to avoid Alesi's damaged car and the field of debris. Hubert, who was following Boschung closely and had no view of what had happened to Alesi, moved right to avoid the Boschung's flowing car, clipping Boschung's right rear wheel with his front wing. Hubert's car crashed into the tire barrier on the right side of the track in an acute angle and was deflected sideways into the path of Juan Manuel Correa, who struck it on the left side in the driver's seat area. The incident resulted in the death of Hubert and the serious injury of Correa, with the feature race being abandoned and the scheduled sprint race a day later being cancelled too, whilst the Formula One Belgian Grand Prix went ahead. The death of Antoine Hubert in the Formula Two feature race on Saturday loomed over the race day. A minute of silence was held for Hubert before the start of the race, and a starting ovation was organized for lap 19, the same number as his car. Charles Leclerc, who was close friends to Antoine Hubert, dedicated his first win ever to him. The podium finishers carried out a notably muted celebration and did not spray champagne on the podium in respect of Hubert. Since that fatal weekend, Juan Manuel Correa was able to recover from his injuries and make his comeback in 2021. As of this day, he is driver for Dam's Formula 2 team. During the Belgian Grand Prix, drivers paid tribute to Antoine Hubert, taking flowers to the site of his fatal crash. Most notably, Pierre Gasly and Charles Leclerc, who were his childhood friends. Number 1. The infamous overtake. In the 2000 Belgian Grand Prix, Mika Hakkinen delivered one of the greatest overtakes in F1 history. After a number of unsuccessful attempts, on lap 41, while fighting for the race lead, Hakkinen was quicker through Rouge and drew closer to Michael Schumacher. While they were lapping Zonta's slower car, who was on the center of the circuit, Hakkinen steered right onto the damp patch to pass Schumacher for the lead, after Schumacher turned left, believing there was insufficient space on the right. Zonta has slowed to allow Schumacher through, and Hakkinen turned left, with the extra momentum gained from the slipstream from both Schumacher and Zonta's cars, to be ahead into the right-hand Lecomb's corner at 328 km per hour speed. Hakkinen kept the lead for the rest of the race and went on to win. Hakkinen kept the lead for the rest of the race and went on to win the 2000 Grand Prix. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more of this content.